Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at PickDawgz.com. Let's talk about the word variance. Now, I'm going to go, why I got you on the, I'm going to go variance definition. In statistics, variance is a measure of how spread out or dispersed a set of data points are from their mean average. It quantifies the average degree of square difference between each data point and the mean of the data set. What this means in the gambling world is you can't win every game. You're not going to win every
Okay,
game.
you lost me at square difference, Eric.
Hey, I'm reading it off. You know what variance is. I'm trying to teach these
I
people.
understand what it means, but I can't define it. I can't explain it. I just
Well,
know what it is.
so this goes back to the unit betting system. So, what was your win loss record this week? Win loss flat. If somebody went to premium and they purchased every game and they just bet every
And
game.
yeah, I know football. If we're just
Football. I'm only
looking at
talking about football. Football.
okay, 13 and 11 with one push.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this. Oh my! I always do this just for the client. You can't see me, but they can see me. 13,000 minus 11,000 equals 2,000. So the
You have to
client,
take the juice. The juice is 1100, so you're up 900.
right? So you're up 900, point a ninth of a unit. Now, the same games if you were a member here at All Access. I'm going to have my girl put it up on the screen. Flat betting this week, 1,000 a game. You're up $900. Can't complain. Made money. Same games, you're up $5,000. Same games with our unit betting system and following the ratings. Now, what's interesting is when I talk about variance, Al, everybody wants to win every day. Monday, we lost $2,300. Thursday, we won $6,000 with the Miami Dolphins. Friday, we lost $2,100. Saturday, now before we get to the total, at one point I logged into my account, I was down 19,000. I woke up this morning, I was down 6,300. So I lost 6.3 units in this account following your betting 1,000 per unit because we had variance, what we call bad beats. It happens. We could cry about every game that we should have won or could have won. It was an amazing. We could have easily swept the board yesterday, as you know, Al. As I said, my phone exploded when Oklahoma scored the safety. And then I texted you and you were watching the game. And then today, we win 9,700, 9.7 units. You do all the math, minus 2.3, plus 6, minus 2.1, plus minus 6.3, plus 97, plus 5,000. So what's interesting about this week and what I wanted to illustrate to the clients watching this is we wagered on football Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We had 3 losing days. We had 2 winning days. The 2 winning days trumped the 3 losing days. So you're not going to win every day. Who cares? At the end of the day, would you rather be up 5 units or say, I won on Monday, I won on Thursday, I won on Friday, I won on Saturday, and I gave it all back on Sunday? I was just on the phone with a potential client of yours, Al. He sent me a screenshot that he had $70,000 in one of his accounts. He admitted that he made $25,000 today, which means that he started the day with $45,000. I said, how much did you risk to make that? Oh, he goes, easily over 100% between the live betting and the first half betting and the second half betting. And not to mention, he said he was worn out because he hadn't left the computer literally from the first snap of the NFL games till the Sunday night game started and his wife was ready to kick him out of the house. And I said to him, I don't really think that's a quality of life, and I said respectfully, and maybe you wouldn't speak to somebody like this, I said, this is no indication of your handicapping ability. It's not a matter of if you're going to lose it. It's a matter of how long it's going to take to lose it because you can't fire on all cylinders and expect to handle the variance because a guy like that that's risking over 100% of his account isn't going to be able to handle 3 losing days. Now, like you said, he may have plenty of money in the bank and he can just keep plugging money in. We get that completely. But I'm always trying to make these conversations based upon the client doesn't have money in the bank, so it can ring true to a lot of people that are watching this. And I also said to him is, what was your original deposit in your account? You know, in the stock market, nobody deposits $2,000 and then tries to trade, you know, $1,000 stock for 2 shares at a click. A lot of clients, because there's no minimums to deposit in these betting accounts, and they start with a little bit of money, they get hot, they parlay, and then they ratchet their account up. And right when they ratchet their account up, you know, they can get aggressive because in their mind, it's the house's money. Now, before we get to the complimentary selection, this is one thing Duke used to bang me on, may he rest in peace. He used to say, once you win the game, it's not the house.
It's your money.
It's your money. Because he heard me on the phone one day. I was like 18 years old, and he heard me tell the client, well, you're on the house's money. And he walked over, he said, put the guy on hold. It's his money. It's not the house's money. The house wants you to think it's their money, so you get more aggressive and go all in. So you agree with Duke, I'm assuming.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Once you've won the money, it's your money. It's not the house's money.
But you hear clients say that all the time, right?
I hear people say, yeah, I'm playing with house money. No, you're not. You're playing with your money.
Exactly. So with that being said, like I said, it's a 5-unit week versus a 0.9 unit week. You know, it could be, you know, anytime you have a winning week, you got to be happy. That's my attitude. I know you're a perfectionist, Al. I know that you would have loved to win every single game. You're putting your own money on these games as well. And I don't watch the games for mental health purposes. I can't. My business partner said in my office, if you watched every one of these games that Al had this weekend, he said the ones that he lost on the bad beat style could literally drive a guy to the asylum.
Yeah, the Nevada game was the worst. I mean, that was shades of Arizona State in 2014 or 16, whatever it was.
Tell the viewers what happened at the end of the game.
So, well, first of all, I once won a game like this when Arizona State beat California 51-41, laying 3.5. And then it was a 3-point game. You had no chance to win it. And the other team is kicking an onside kick with 44 seconds left. This was back 10 years ago. And we, Arizona State, returned the onside kick for a touchdown to win by 10. Like you literally couldn't win the game, and you did. Yesterday, Nevada, it was crazy because they're down by 11. We're getting 10.5. They decide they're on the 4-yard line or 5-yard line with like 40 seconds to go. And they need a touchdown and a field goal and an onside kick and all that. The guy elects to kick the field goal on 4th down sitting on the 5-yard line, which is the wrong decision. You are that close to the touchdown. You're never going to get that close again. You go for the touchdown, then you would try to get the onside kick and get the field goal. I mean, you do need a touchdown in the equation. And anyway, he kicks the field goal, and I can't believe he's making the wrong decision, but it helps us. And they cut it to 8 with 30 seconds left. And we're getting 10.5. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the coach is that fucking stupid, but we'll take it. They kick the onside kick, and then Western Kentucky runs it all the way back for a touchdown, and we lose by 15.
I got a great one for you today. I had a client send me.
The Rams Eagles?
Well, so I don't know if you can see this on your phone. Well, the guy sent me a ticket. He bet $110,000 on the Rams. And at halftime, he's chirping to me, see? And I decided I took my son to a movie, and I have the phone flipped over, and all of a sudden it starts buzzing. I don't want to be disrespectful in the movie theater, so I get up to walk out. And the guy goes, I am the biggest mush ever. And I go, what are you talking? So then we get in the car, and my son, I said, pull up the Rams game. And he has this app, this thing on Instagram he follows where you see all the bad, and he shows me the kicked field goal in the run. I'm not laughing at the guy. If you're watching,
no. Look, I mean, like we had Auburn, Oklahoma yesterday, where the only way you could lose is on a safety on the last play, right? Because just throw the ball in the air, the game's over. He gets sacked in the end zone for the safety. It goes from down 5 to down 7. We had 6.5. There are these plays where you can't lose and you still do, and that happened in the Rams game today. The Tampa Bay, we got lucky on the Jets game. Tampa Bay is kicking a field goal to go up 9. We're getting 6.5 with the Jets. How often do you miss a chip shot field goal? They block the field goal, run it all the way back for a touchdown, and Jets get a touchdown, and then Tampa Bay comes down and kicks a field goal to win 29-27. But, if the game's 29-20, we're odds on to lose that game, Eric.
So this goes to your point, and then we'll get to the complimentary selection of closing line value and why I can see your point where you say it doesn't matter. I said, why did you bet it?
No, I mean, all that matters is do you win the game.
He found a sports book that mispriced the Rams at plus 3.5 minus 106. So he was like, well, I'm getting them plus 3.5 and I'm laying 106 instead of 110. I got an edge. I'm like, okay. And he bets 106,000 on it.
That wouldn't be the reason why I would bet the game. But.
Exactly. But my only point is variance, which is if somebody called me up and they said, well, how did Al do this week? And I said, well, he had 3 losing days and 2 winning days. Well, and he made money. You can't, it's great to win every single day of the week. You know what I mean? I've had it happen to me before. I'm sure you have, where you've just in college basketball or in the NBA, you can just Monday through Sunday, you win every day. But the reality is that's just not the reality.
Well, I'm not a week by week or day by day person, right. But I am going to look at the whole season. And, we got off to a great start in college football. We got off to a 19-9 start. This week we were 8-10 overall on Friday and Saturday in college football. But we're still profitable for the year. In the NFL, we got off to a slow start. We had a bunch of 2-unit plays, very slow start. We were 1-5 the first week, including the Monday nighter on the Raiders over the Chargers. This week, we go 5-1-1 in the NFL, including 3-1-1 on our 6-star play. So now we're actually in the NFL for the season. We're 6-6-1, and we're up money because the bigger plays have hit.
Exactly.
And combined for college and pro now, we're 33-25, 57%, off to another good year. Of course, when you have 15, 20 plays a day, it can reverse. We can always have a disastrous day. But yeah, for the first 3 weeks, I'll take being 33-25, and we'll go on to week 4.
Exactly. And again, for all you guys that ask me, why should I join the All Access? Here's a perfect example. Both products, both winning weeks, meaning this last week, 13-11, a dime better makes 900. Just ask yourself with the same plays, would you want to make 5,000? And if you had the bankroll to support varying your wagers, your max bet, your biggest bet, you had a 7-unit that hit in college football, and you had 2 8-units. So we have not had a 10-unit play yet. So you were varying your wagers if you were $1,000 per unit player to make that 5,000, $1,000 to $8,000 maximum. And again, no 10-unit plays released this season. So reach out to me at 443-957-1006. What are we looking at as the Monday night selection that they all know that I don't know?
We're going to take the Milwaukee Brewers against the Padres. Freddie Peralta's on the mound for Milwaukee, one of my favorite pitchers in the game. But for Paul Skeens, who will win the Cy Young in the National League this year, Freddie Peralta would be, one of the choices if it wasn't for Paul Skeens. He leads the league.
Here in PickDawgz. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
That's okay. Peralta leads the league with 17 wins. He has just 6 losses. His ERA is a nice 2.65. His WHIP is 1.07. The last time he faced these Padres, he allowed just 1 hit over 6 innings. I like Peralta today against the Padres, as I look for him to possibly, win his 18th of the season. And we're going to take Milwaukee against San Diego.
And do you know what the price is at the time of this recording?
Yeah, they're an underdog. You're going to see Milwaukee right now at like roughly plus 110, 115.
Oh, you're making me so happy. Al's releasing an underdog.
Oh, no.
I'm the dog king, baby. I love it. I can't remember the last time you gave me an underdog in baseball. That makes me happy.
Good.
PickDawgz, barking to the bank. We're going to roll with the Milwaukee Brewers plus the 10 cents. And as always, good day and good luck.